Hello my dear students, how are you? My dear class, today we are going to solve assignment number 12. And as usual, this worksheet consists of two sections. First MCQs and the second one is the theory sections. So first we discuss the MCQs. Let me tell you one thing very important which will be helping in selecting the right answer. Look, if one MCQ has 4 options, means 4 possible answers, and you have to select the accurate one, the correct one. Okay, let us try MCQ number 1. It's an equation. The equation shows the reaction that occurs when ethanol burns in air. Which values of x, y and z are needed to balance this equation? Now, you can't select the right answer by just looking at the coefficients. And these numbers are the coefficients when you completely balance the chemical equation. Like ethanol C2H5OH is reacting with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. Now you have to see how many atoms of carbon, oxygen and hydrogens are before the reaction, and they should be balanced with the number of carbon, oxygen and hydrogen after the chemical reactions. So this is how this is called as trial method. Now you see, count the number of carbon atoms. There are 2 carbon atoms at the reactant side, and at the product side, if you put coefficient 2, the carbon will be balanced. Okay, the next trial, carbon is balanced now, like it is done. Now we see hydrogen. How many hydrogen atoms are present before the reaction? They are 5 here and 1 here. So on total there are 6 atoms of hydrogen atoms before the reaction, and here hydrogen is present in water molecule and there are 2 atoms mentioned. So if I put coefficient 3 here, 6 equal to 6, so it is also balanced. Now we have to see oxygen. So here 1 oxygen and here 2 oxygens. Like I erase it for you. Okay, now see, 2 oxygens in this and 1 oxygen, so there are 3 oxygens. But when we put coefficient 3 before water, there are 3 oxygens of 3 atom of oxygen here and 2 twos of 4 here, so it goes 7 at the product side. But at the reactant side, I see if I put 3 here, so 3 twos are 6 oxygen here, 1 here, 7. Oxygen is also balanced. Now you see what are the coefficients and what is the correct answer. Now second MCQ is, which formula represents a compound containing 3 atoms? 3 atom means? Yes, that's 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Third MCQ, when propane is burned, carbon dioxide and water are formed as shown. Which values of R and S balance the chemical equation? Now this is your turn to see what should be the coefficient R and S by trial method. Fourth MCQ is, one method of preparing carbon dioxide is to react calcium carbonate with dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, what is the balanced chemical equation for this? You see, the equation should be balanced and correct also. Whenever hydrochloric acid reacts with calcium carbonate, it is to decompose and a salt is prepared with carbon dioxide and water. So what do you see? Here calcium oxide is prepared. Calcium oxide is one of the important product when calcium carbonate is decomposed by heating. So it is not the complete reaction. Calcium bicarbonate is shown in option D. It is also omitted. But when we see option C, it is CaCl4. No, the valency of calcium is only +2. So the formula is wrong. So we are left with the only possible option, that is B. Calcium carbonate plus 2HCl giving calcium chloride CaCl2 CO2, carbon dioxide, and water, H2O. The fifth MCQ is, what is the relative molecular mass of nitrogen dioxide? Before starting the working, you need to confirm that nitrogen is 14 gram and oxygen is 16, the relative atomic masses. And the correct formula of nitrogen dioxide is NO2. Now you can work. Nitrogen is 14 plus 16 plus 16 because 2 atoms of oxygen are present in one molecule. Now work it for yourself. Now we come to discuss the theory section. Metals have characteristic physical properties such as good electrical and thermal conductivity. Give 2 other physical properties which are characteristic of metals. Yes, now this is your turn to work out for the important physical properties of metals. Metals have unique properties in common. Their appearance is very different from non-metals because they have shiny and lustrous appearance. And when we talk about their physical states, the very important is their high melting and boiling points, because except mercury, mostly metals are solid and then density is relatively high. So you see the conductivity for electricity and for heat is also very good, and their ductile means they can be drawn into wires, and they are malleable means they can be hammered into different shapes without breaking. And one very important property of metal is they are sonorous, means they make a ringing sound when struck hardly. The next part is the table gives some of the observations about the chemical reactions of metal with water. First, I remind you about the reactivity series of metals, in which all of the metals are arranged in an order just based on their reactivity. And how they are judged means how they are checked, they are reactive or not, or how they are compared. So this is about their reaction with air, water, and at what temperature they do react, and how rapidly or slowly they react with water or acids. So first we see out of these 4 options, one should click sodium, as it is the commonmost metal and we study the reactions of sodium generally. So sodium reacts rapidly with cold water, means it's very reactive that it reacts rapidly with even cold water. So it should be very reactive. So the place of sodium is here, the most reactive. Now we are left with 3 more options. We have to see magnesium. Magnesium reacts slowly with hot water. Okay. The third option is cerium. Cerium is a metal of the F block series. So we see cerium reacts slowly with cold water. So we have 2 options, that cerium reacts slowly with cold water and magnesium reacts with hot water slowly. So this is the place for magnesium because it reacts with hot water but slowly. But next comes cerium, which reacts slowly with cold water, and the last place is for iron, which reacts with steam when red hot. Means iron is that metal which is least reactive because it never reacts with water at room temperature, it never reacts with cold water or even with hot water. It reacts only with steam, means at very high temperature. Then comes cerium, then comes magnesium, because magnesium reacts with hot water but slowly. And the most reactive metal out of these 4 is sodium, because it reacts rapidly with cold water. You can also confirm their positions in the reactivity series just to check your answer. Okay, the next and last question from today's worksheet is the equation for the reaction of iron with steam is shown here. Okay, Calculate the maximum mass of Fe3O4 that can be formed when 39.2 gram of iron reacts with excess steam. Give your answer to 3 significant figures. Okay, that's the next job. First we work out for the grams of iron. Now by looking at the balanced chemical equation, we have to see how many grams of iron reacting at the reactant site. We see the relative atomic mass of iron is 56. So 56 will be multiplied with 3 because 3 number of moles of iron is reacting. And at the product side we see Fe3O4 means 53 is multiplied 3 times plus 16 into 4 times because oxygen is 4 times. So we see if we thrice 56 we get 168 plus 16 fours are 64. So on total 168 gram of iron is producing 232 gram of Fe3O4. So 1 gram of iron will be producing 232 by 168. Now you get the value of 1. 232 by 168. When you work out for 1 gram of carbon, you see you are given 39.2. You will be multiplying that value by 39.2 and you will get 54.1 gram of Fe3O4 is produced here. Now the next task is give your answer in 3 significant figure. Now luckily we have our answer in 3 SFs because this 5 is important, 4 and 1 is after decimal is also importantly calculated in the results. Okay, I'm leaving you with the hope that now solving this worksheet is very easy, and we have commanded so many questions and MCQs from your 5-year papers. So this is how you are learning to revise your chemistry questions for the preparation of your final exams. Wish you very good luck. Take care. See you in the next video. Thank you, class.